forget to put your pin in what appears to be bottom up. Don't overthink it. Just do it and you'll lose less pins. Trust me. You're going to go all crazy now because you don't like shoveling of snow for some reason. Anybody explain that now? Aspen starts eating that snow and the little starts barking at Aspen. Oh my. Good. Oh my dog, you get to go today because you are the veteran. However, you're not quite old enough to go all the way up there today in the cold and to be left alone while I'm falling trees, so you got to stay home, but just for another time or two. Every time I push that coat down, Willow, that's what she does. Silly dog slash big butt. Off you go. Good girl. Got carried away driving too fast. Trail's pretty rough there yet. Going around a turn, strike a bump, just a perfect combination. Tips over the sleigh. Not a big deal when she's empty, but when she's full, now you gotta rack it. You gotta reload your sleigh. Up she goes. Good girl. .4 kilometers. That's what it took for me to leave my cabin to get here. About 25 minutes. As mentioned, the trail is not broke in real good yet, but that's what it took me to get here. Now I'm in the prime wood where I normally cut wood every year. This is an old forest fire burn from, well, 10 years ago now. And it's dead standing wood, and you can simply cut it down and it's good to burn right in your wood stove same day. It's the second year on my Husqvarna 445 50cc and I love it. Don't touch. Time for a cup of tea and a little snack. What do you think? Huh? Cheat today and put a little bit of fire paste on there. Try my new lighter I got for Christmas. A bit cool reggae or Little charges up with a battery and you little spark. So I've been out cutting wood just a couple times this year, but just a couple smaller loads. We don't have a lot of snow this year compared to other years, and so the trails are just not that good for traveling on yet. And this is mid-January, which is very late for here. Normally we have tons of snow, the trails are good and groomed even and stuff like that, but not so much this year. And I entitled this video that way because things are different for me now. I had to look at wood cutting much more seriously. Previously, when I would just be in my cabin for part-time of the year, then, you know, a little bit of wood would last you no problem, and you had a home to go back to in town if you ran out of wood. But obviously that's not the case right now. I have to ensure I have plenty of wood on hand to keep us going all winter, and also have to pre-plan wood for the upcoming winter. So you just can't have enough wood on hand for 2 or 3 days. I mean, we've had cold snaps here or snowstorms that have lasted for a week. So you can't even leave and go cut wood. So wood cutting is different. I'm also looking at, you know, budgeting, and I have my new Blaze King wood stove now, which just fits perfectly in my plan. I don't burn near as much wood, which is part of the equation. I had to look at how much wood supply I have. Luckily, there's this good wood supply, so I can just go and cut it. I don't have to dry it. This is good wood for burning, and it doesn't, it won't harm my stove in any way because it's so clean. I looked at the kilometers to get here. It took me about 16 kilometers to get here, and I normally cut more wood than this, pile it up a bit higher, but I can't chance that today because there's going to be a lot of pounding on the way back. Now, this wood will probably last me 3 weeks if it's not too cold, so that's not bad. Took me about 20 minutes to cut it. And earlier this fall, myself and a couple of friends, we got together and we cut a trail, a wood path, which will shorten this route up by, I'm thinking, 6 kilometers. You know, if it's 16 kilometers now and I can knock off 6 kilometers of that, that's a third of the trail cut right off there. But that trail is not quite complete yet. It's still, we got to iron out some kinks in it, so we're working on it. But, you know, pre-planning on that kind of stuff, whereas before it didn't really matter, but now it all matters. But anyway, what matters right now is a good cup of tea, and I got something a little special I'm going to throw in the pan today. I bet you a lot of you people have never seen it. Now, any Newfoundlanders and Labradorians that are watching will recognize this delicacy right away. Good old gravy and meatballs. So I had some moose and that taken out, or I thought I had it taken out to bring on the trip today, and I left it in my freezer, my cooler outside, so I was just stuck to this staple here. Now, of course, this is not something that is the healthiest food out there, and I wouldn't recommend eating too much of it, you know, but when we were growing up, this was something we ate a lot of. I don't think the Canadian Food Guide would speak too highly of it. However, if you're a hard-working fella out in the woods all the time and working on a cabin for 12, 14, 16 hours a day, I think you deserve a little can of gravy and meatballs every now and then. Don't you think? Of course, we gotta have a cup of tea to go with it. Whew. Smoke make me cry. Maybe it's because I'm just so excited I'm going to have gravy and meatballs. By the way, big shout out to Corey Hines. Me and him joke about gravy and meatballs. If we see him on sale in a grocery store somewhere, I'll send him a picture, or he'll send me a picture of it, just for fun. So, Corey, cheers, buddy. Now, this company, Unigear, have after sending me a few things, you know, over the last year or two. And I don't ask for anything, you just send them to me to try. And they just sent me a nice titanium cup here for Christmas. And I haven't had a good chance to use it yet. And he also sent me a nice spork here as well. So thanks, Unigear. They sent me a tent and a sleeping bag. Last year, I managed to get a chance to use the sleeping bag. It was fantastic. I didn't get a chance to use the tent, but when I do, I'll show you to you guys. So here it is, guys. Look, good old gravy and meatballs. Now I got some bread there too. You can't have gravy and meatballs unless you got some bread. And the bread is used to sop up the gravy. Anybody know what that means? Sop up the gravy. Here we go, boy. Kettle boiled. I brought some chaga tea bags here somewhere. Still drink my chaga tea every single day. Birch chaga is the tea for me. Nice and healthy. I even got these little tea bag holders that I put the chaga tea in those. Now Willow is not a big fan of gravy, but she will eat the meatballs, and she does like bread. Oh boy. Reminds me of growing up, reminds me of being a little boy. I love it. Every now and then. I don't know what it is about it. Wow. Corey, I know you're going for a can right now. Now this is what I mean by sop up the gravy. It means soak up the gravy. So you take your bread, just lay it right in the gravy like that. Soak it right up there. It'll change your world. Now, I gotta have a sip of tea with that. Oh, it's hot. Even something more radical. Put your bread in your tea like that. That's one part. Take the other part, stick it right in the gravy. Don't knock it till you try it. Now, of course, I'm having a bit of fun here with this today. And that's another part of doing this wood cutting chore. It's something you have to do. But you have to have the right mindset for it. But you have to have the right gear to make it as practical and simple as possible. And if it's practical and simple, you don't mind doing it more often. And I do pick days like this. The sun is starting to go down the sky now. I waited till about lunchtime before I came out because it was the warmer part of the day. And because of that, I'm enjoying this right here now. So that's, if I can have my wood cutting experiences like this, then it's just a wonderful part of life. Anyway, guys, we're going to enjoy these gravy and meatballs. I'm going to sop up some more gravy, sip some more tea, and then we're going to hit the trail and head back home again. I'll cut up this wood and pack it in when I get home. So on to the next video. Take care of each other, get outside, and enjoy everything outdoors. We'll see you next time, guaranteed. Get outside and enjoy.